Hey everybody, it's Ginger here with PetServices.Pro, a show for you and your pets. If you're wanting you and your pets to be prepared for an emergency, then you are in the right place. I'm about to reveal some easy ways to prepare for emergency situations so your family can be ready and safe and have everything they need. I understand that any catastrophe can be very hard on you and your family, but also your pets. But don't worry, because today I'm going to share with you about emergency preparedness for your pets. So let's go! These past recent times have been interesting and at times difficult. It's no secret about what's been going on in the world, and there has been a lot of talk about being prepared for an emergency. This not only applies to us and our family, but also applies to our pets as well. So what would you do if you were in an emergency? You may have a plan for your family, but you also have to have one for your pets. What would you do if there was a fire? What would you do if there was a flood or an earthquake? What would you do if you had to leave the city, or even have to stay at home because there was a super snowstorm or ice storm and you were unable to get out of the house? These are questions that we all should have in place for our families and our pets because they are family members too. So the first thing you're going to want to do is have a plan. Sit down as a family and plan out your escape routes, how you'll get out of the house in case of a fire, for instance, or if there's a flood, and you'll also want to plan out how you'll evacuate the house with your pets. Where will you keep a carrier and leash? Do you have a bag to grab quickly? Next thing is you're going to want to make sure that your animals have some sort of identification, preferably several types. Microchips are a very good idea. Microchip as many pets as you can have microchip. Not all of them can be microchipped though. Birds should have a band around their legs with their numbers on them and that number recorded in several safe places around your house and stored in your phone. If you have reptiles, larger ones can have chips, but smaller ones can't. Your veterinarian can discuss ways to ID your reptiles. With microchips, it's important that you make sure that your information is current because if not, you may not be able to be reunited with your pets if you get separated. There is a number associated with that microchip, and that number is what a microchip reader scans, then links to a database that has your information on how to reach you, the pet's name and medical records, and so forth. Up-to-date records enable them to find you and reunite you with your animals, which is great. Also make sure you have collars with an ID tag attached. Tags can easily be made at most pet stores. There are ID tags, license tags, rabies, and other medical tags that should be on your pet's collar that tell if your pet has a health condition, like diabetes for instance. That way, if you and your fur friend do get separated, he will be able to get treatment while he's away from you. Have that collar available at all times and make sure there's also a leash available. In situations like this, it is also very helpful for dogs, cats, ferrets, rabbits, and birds to have a halter that fits well and is comfortable. They are very easy and painless if you have to pick up the animal by a halter and put it out the window and lower it down to a second story or to the ground. A halter supports the animal under the front legs or wings rather than around the neck. I recommend that you have pictures of your pet on your phone and have a solar charger pack that you can charge your phone in the case of an emergency. You can just use solar power to keep it charged. Good color pictures of your pets at various angles will be very helpful if you get separated from them, need them rescued from a building, or if you're at an animal shelter, or if you need to make lost posters. If you can get a pet alert sticker, I recommend doing so. It's a sticker that you put on your doors alerting firemen, policemen, or any other authorities that there are pets in the house, how many there are, what kind there are, and what they need to be rescued in the case of an emergency where you're not home or are unable to get to them. Have pet health records and veterinarian information in several places, such as your regular files and in their go bags, so in a time of crisis, your regular veterinarian has the health records that may be crucial at this time of need, plus the regular vet has your information as well in the case you and your fur family get separated. Next is to assemble in advance a bug-out bag or go bag. Bug-out bags are something humans use to have ready at all times in the case that they need to evacuate quickly. They contain everything from clothes, food, cooking utensils, survival tools, soap, first aid, and so on. You can also have a go bag. Go bags are something that you keep in your car and are available to you if you are stranded for some reason and are not able to get home for a day or overnight. You have things available for yourself and your pets to get you through a 24-hour period until you can get back home or to a safe place like your friends or relatives' house who can provide you with things you need. Things you might want to put in your pet's bug-out bag is at least a month's worth of medication, with the exception of meds you have to keep in the refrigerator, but you will want monthly swap outs of what's in your go bag and use that, and then keep the most current in the bag. Make sure you're giving your animal fairly fresh medication, and if you do have to evacuate or leave and have to take that bag with you, you don't want expired medications when you need to get them. If the bug-out bag is for a cat, have some catnip in there too. You may need to attract the cat back if he won't come to you in stressful times. Keep that in a small sealed jar out of the way where the cat get to it. Another thing you want to put in that bag is at least 1 month of food and water, which can be a little tough because water can be heavy. There are filter bags available on the market you can get, so you can use water from a lake or stream and so forth, and it'll filter it. Pet food can be very light and easy to carry, and you'll want to put in a month's worth if you can. There are various kinds of food available, such as freeze-dried foods, which are very light and easy because all you do is add water and it expands to the amount of food they need. It stays fresh for a long time in its dried form. Kibble is another form of food that you can carry. It's easy, it's convenient, and if you can find a way to seal it in a plastic bag so it's near tight, it can stay fresh for quite a while. You'll want to rotate that out on a regular basis, just like you would for medication, so that it's always fairly fresh. I do not recommend cans of food because they are very heavy. If your animal needs to eat soft food, add water to dry food and wait until it becomes mushy. It's easier for them to eat. Include their favorite treats. We want them to feel comfortable. You want them to be able to come to you, and if treats help you do that, then great. Have them on hand in your bag. Animals like to chew on antlers or bones, and if you're not too heavy, then throw one of those in there as well. It's important that your animal feels calm. Your stress level is high, so theirs will be too. So again, have things available to them that will be comforting to them in a time of crisis. If you have a cat, then have a way to supply them with a litter box. For an easy do-it-yourself disposable litter box, you can open and roll down the sides of a trash bag and put some litter in that. Also, a cardboard box can work too. You'll need that if you are with your cat at a friend's house or in a hotel or even in your car. They need a place to go to the restroom, so have that available. Putting some cat litter in a zippy bag or something like that will be easy to carry and available. Or you could use shredded paper in a pinch. Again, in your bug-out bag, make sure that you put their leashes or collars, their ID tags, and have an extra print out of any health records or medical needs or anything that you want to say to somebody. Write their names, your contact information, their favorite things, medications needed, and so on. Stuff that people who might find that bag need to know. Put first aid supplies in the bag. First aid supplies should include vet wrap, which is a sticky kind of bandage that you should be able to find in a lot of pet stores or farm stores. It is similar to an ACE bandage. You may want to put in some sanitary napkins because those are very good at absorbing blood or other liquids and can be used to compress a wound, and when the bleeding has stopped, clean the wound, apply antibiotic ointment, and bandage the wound. Band-aids and scissors should be in the bag, along with a bar of gentle soap such as Castile soap or an iodine bar if you can find it. Pack some Neosporin or other antibiotic ointment. I do not recommend liquid soap if you can avoid it because it could leak. Cat or dog nail clippers or both is another wonderful thing to have in your bag. Animals that get stressed and upset scratch and bite, and it's important to be able to keep their nails clipped so that you or anybody else don't get hurt. Do you have a cat? Then you want to have that carrier readily available. Keep it in a place where you can grab it quickly, put the cat in, and go. You want to have something familiar that smells like you in the carrier, whether it's a towel or a t-shirt or a blanket, something that's very familiar for them and soft so they feel comfortable, and this will help keep them calm. For dogs, you're going to want to have the kennel nearby. It's a wonderful thing to be able to keep in your car because as in a hotel, you'll need a kennel for your animals. Hotels will not let your animals run free in the room unattended. Hotels usually require a kennel for dogs and a carrier for cats. It's also a safe place for them to be if they're in the car or a family member's house or some other place where they're not familiar. It can be their safe haven where they feel comfortable and secure and can be calm and quiet and happy. It's a good idea to have extra towels or blankets available also. Animals, when they're nervous, can eliminate, so they may need to be cleaned up and dried off and fresh towels or blankets put back in for them. So now your bug out bag is prepared and you have your kennels available and you have a plan. Now it's time to learn the evacuation routes in case that you, for some reason, need to get out of town. Speak to your family members before there is a crisis so they know you have a plan and what to do when time to leave. Practice your escape plan on a regular basis. Knowing how to execute each step easily and smoothly will be so important if the actual time does come during a crisis. Okay, now the time has come when the emergency is happening. Maybe it's a fire or a hurricane or a tornado and you have to evacuate. It's time to get in the car. You know how you're going to get out of the house. You know how you're going to get your animals out of the house. You know how you're going to keep them in your car, and you know where you're going to go. So when you're in the car or even on foot, you're going to want to make sure that you stay calm and be patient. They're going to feel your stress level and they're going to react to it. So if you're calm and you're collected and you know you're going to be safe and happy, then they're going to trust you. You want to make sure, not only for yourself, but also for those who depend on you. You have water, you have the comforts of home for your animals, and you can get in the car and go to the designated place or go to your evacuation route and get to your hotel room or to your friend's house or wherever your destination is, and you start setting up. Put the cat carrier in a bathroom or another small area, as it would not be a good idea for them to have run of a big house or the hotel room right now. Set up their litter box and put the water out with the light on and let them explore for a few minutes. They may not come out of their carrier right away, and that's fine. Don't worry about it, they will eventually. When they come out and explore, make sure you go in and check on them and pay attention to them, making sure that they feel safe and that they are okay. Even try to play with them if they feel like it. Roll that ball. Why not? Make sure that there's no way that your animal can escape down the hall of a hotel room. It's not okay to have to go chase after your dog or cat. If it's your dog who's with you, set up their kennel in the hotel room and make sure everything is out for them. Give them a bone to chew on, love on them, see if they're willing to eat. If you happen to go anywhere, such as out to dinner, or you have to leave your hotel room for a while, you're going to have to take your animals with you because most hotel rooms do not allow the animals to stay in the hotel room when you're not there, so you have to have a plan for that in place. Maybe only one family member goes and buys food to bring back while another stays in the room with the animals. It's not a good idea to leave the pets in the car. You'll have to figure out what to do. Also, you may want to locate any veterinarian available in the area and where some boarding facilities are. Perhaps there's someplace you can board them for the day while you're out and then pick them up later. There may be daycare facilities available for a short-term stop. If you're with a neighbor or a friend or a relative, talk to them about what they may be able to do for your animal while you're gone. Is it okay for them to have run of a bedroom, for instance? Is it okay if they can stay in a bathroom by themselves for a while? Can your kids play with the dogs, birds, cats, whatever you have? These are things you'll have to go over with them. So after the crisis is over, you can start to rebuild your life again. If you happen to lose everything, and I hope that never happens, then you will need things for yourself and family and supplies for your animals as well, so keep that in mind. Going to the thrift stores are wonderful places to buy animal supplies. You can find pet supplies in dollar stores and such that are fairly nice, like toys, dog bowls, poop bags, and things like that. So to sum it up, create a plan of action, have go bags ready, rehearse your plan often, have friends and family in the loop. So there you have it. These are things for you to work on to make sure that your animals are going to be safe and secure and happy, and you'll have them with you in the case of emergencies. I'll have a link in the description below for an affiliate link for how you can generate water anytime from anywhere, and you don't need to have a water supply because you generate your own water supply. It's easy and inexpensive to build, so check out that link below. If you're interested in discovering more about keeping your pets healthy and happy, then be sure to check out our other videos at the links in the description. Also, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos helping you learn about your pets and more. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.